flags here, and there's a large statuary of a gentleman wearing a pilot officer's uniform, and if anybody can tell me who that is.
This is a plastic model of a Hurricane, and over here, but that's a Spitfire.
On this site from 1918, the formation of the RAF on the 1st of April, all the way up until 2010. The RAF then moved off the site, and Hillingdon Council came into ownership of the site and have been running tours here ever since. The site dates back even further than that though, all the way to this land, the 3rd Duke of Schomberg. Was German for that fact. It was in private hands for about 200 years up until 1915, where the property goes on auction. The only person interested in purchasing such a large estate at the time, the government. And they protest. Surprisingly, the government changed their plans and they decide to hand the site over to the Canadian Red Cross, and they use this as a convalescent hospital for Canadian troops coming back from the front lines.
In World War I.
It's in that purpose for about a year and a half, 2 years. We've got the map in the middle here. On the top of the map here, this is an original from 1942. It's got a spelling mistake. They spelled Birmingham incorrectly. Each one of these will be handcrafted and changed. Directly behind you, we have the wooden dais, officially the squadron status board. Everything that is happening across 11 Group is displayed on this board behind me here. This isn't original, it's a replica, but it's indicative of how it would have looked in the Battle of Britain. Okay, so to start off with the map itself. As mentioned outside, the country is split up into 4 different groups. Over here in the southwest of England and the southern parts of Wales, we have 10 Group. It divides with these thick black lines you can see on the map. Each one of these groups would have a bunker identical to this and the southeast. This is where we are in Uxbridge, just over here on this side of London. Then we have 12 Group for the Midlands and some parts of northern England, all the way up until Liverpool, Manchester, and their headquarters just outside Nottingham.
Yeah, it's, you guys want to get some pictures to look about?
Yeah, I think I would have paid attention in school if he was my teacher.
Here we are in northern France, as the Germans are headed towards England, and over here they are defending. This is a view from above. These people were getting the information coming in, and they're sending it down to the women who are moving these markers around on the map. This glass is curved, so there was less glare down below.
We're very close to the north would be which is the home of the forces of the UK today.
This is kind of like the Americans. Loose lips sink ships. The old Remington typewriter. And I think this is probably a pneumatic too for sending messages. And Winston Churchill hung out here quite often. And he was smoking a cigar one day, and someone told him, had to tell him, you can't smoke in here. So the guy, Winston, put it out, but he chewed on the end of the cigar. I believe this is where he sat. Here's a painting of a bunch of women moving these little markers around, which they would do every few minutes. And here's another one. Okay, this is a Spitfire. This one's the MK1. And here it is. Two-person fighter. And here's the Hurricane, the workhorse during the Battle of Britain. There's a lot of credit here to the Polish Air Force. I had no idea that Poles who had managed to escape from the Germans in Poland got involved fighting here in the battle for Britain in World War II. First step was escaping from Poland. The Germans invaded on the 1st of September 1939. Polish Air Force less than 400 aircraft. Between 39 and 40, over 10,000 Polish Air Force servicemen left Poland, managed to get to France, and then eventually to England. They left from the north, they left from the south. Some guys went all the way down, looks like Lebanon, and then Malta, and then into France. And later on, 1940, it was a dotted line, made their way into Great Britain. We are up to Operation Overlord. After the Battle of Britain, here we are in 1944, the invasion of Europe and D-Day. It was planning and directed from Hillingdon House, which is where we are now. This is a Pegasus Bridge model. Mary Glaze, we landed some people, came in parachutes right on the church steeple. This is part of the British landings. Oh, there's a Mulberry Harbor. They brought these sections all the way over from England, lined them up and unloaded from these ships.
The forerunner of the design of the Hawker Hurricane, he was born and raised in Windsor. And so as a tribute to Sidney Cam, they erected this plastic Hurricane, which needs the Hawker Harrier. Sidney Cam had a principal design contribution to the success of the vertical takeoff aircraft. So, yeah. There you go.